Texting. We are live. Welcome back to the Mid-Sack on a Man Up Monday, Marijuana Monday. The redoubtable himself, Tom Izzo, the highly questionable Nigel Miliad Show. Welcome to IDD. For those who know, I don't disagree. Segment 1, all things basketball, as in NBA, as in what the fuck. So much for throwing dirt on the grave of the fake show.
Okay, but they beat a severely undermanned Knicks team.
I don't blame the Knicks for what happened because they're missing 2-3 starters. I get that. I'm still hopping about what happened.
Yeah, I know.
And the worst part about it is, last night the Celtics boat raced an undermanned Memphis team by 40, and we didn't have Jaylen Brown. We didn't have our second leading scorer, and we win by 40. Now Memphis was missing everyone, but still, they were supposed to win by 30. That's what they did. Mm-hmm. They did what they were supposed to do.
That's what they should have done.
Why didn't they do it against the fucking fake show? Which makes it even more infuriating.
Right. And if they had pounded the Lakers,
they should have pounded
if they had pounded their second team, then the Knicks would have gotten them, shriveled up, and LeBron and AD would have been in there.
I don't think LeBron and AD would have played if Boston boat raced them.
That's what I'm saying.
How they want to play?
The whole team just would have been like, oh,
the fact they won, they felt like, oh, fuck, we got to get out there and play now.
Right.
They won without us? Shit.
Right. They said, shit, we can salvage the rest of this trip.
Yeah.
The Knicks are undermanned. Yeah. Let's go. And that was probably their plan the whole time.
Probably.
Knicks are down to
They
two
probably
bigs.
Penciled in Boston as a loss.
Right. They were like, fuck it. Let's not
waste. Makes it even worse. So the point is,
that is bad.
The Knicks get a pass because they're missing 2-3 starters.
And
they were in the game.
They
were in the game.
Have won that
they had
game.
A chance to win it, actually.
But
so I'm not.
What happened?
Yeah.
Is that, and they did it throughout the game, but in the fourth quarter, before Brunson could take over, they started doubling him, which you rarely see a small guard get double teamed in the NBA. It's not a lot.
No, it's not often. But LA knew that he's their only viable.
Right. He is everything right now.
If you get the ball out of his hands, which is what the double team is supposed to do, then you got a much better shot at being successful.
Yeah, because your option 2 and 3 aren't there.
So it's not that these guys aren't good players.
They're good.
But they're not those two. And LA is like, look, if they don't have those two, we're beating them.
Yeah, no, the Knicks have those kind of players where if they're allowed to just play their role, they're outstanding.
Mm-hmm. If Boston was missing Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Tatum, but no Brown, no Porzingis.
You're right.
That would have been a similar scenario.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
that's a good comparison.
I'm just saying that LA knew that, and they did what they had to do to get the ball out of his hands. It's a smart move.
I just really hope Thibodeau looks at that and goes, "This is what teams are going to start doing, especially in the fourth quarter." They might not do it the entire game, but in the fourth quarter, and you have to have offensive sets to actually break that, and because the other guys are looking around going, "Oh shit, he usually facilitates everything."
I mean, the only way the Knicks were going to win that game was they had to shut down one of the two superstars, and they didn't do either.
Yeah.
So, and again, their best defensive player wasn't even there, so that was part of the problem. But Davis is, when he's healthy, is a top 5, top 10 player in this league. And so is LeBron right now. So that's really, it was 2 against 1 the way I saw it. That was the difference. So I don't know, the Knicks get a pass on that one. The Celtics don't. I'm glad they took their head out of their ass last night. But what Mazzulla said in the post game, and I didn't talk to you about this, but
that's right.
The whole, we had 9 turnovers in the first quarter. He goes, yeah, they were interesting, weren't they? And he kind of giggled about it, like, what the fuck do you find funny? And then the 48, and Perkins brought it up the next day on NBA Today, 48 threes, 7 foul shots.
Yikes.
They don't have a shot blocker anywhere.
With AD out?
With AD out. That makes absolutely no sense on earth. And right now, this is the thing. And
did they have Porzingis?
Yeah.
What was he doing all game?
He was the one guy that played well. He had 17, 7, and 5 block shots and 3 assists. He played pretty well. The rest of them, Holiday.
What about Cornette?
It was the first game Holiday and Derek White both had a bad game in the same night. And
like
then
shooting wise or just all around?
They ended up being 16 for 48, and the only reason they hit 16 was because Hauser was really good off the bench. I think he hit 4 of them. But other than him, the sad thing is this, and we talked about this ad nauseum, the balance. If you're going to play this style, the number's around 30. You got to be at 20 foul shots minimum. When Tatum and Brown go to the foul line, a combined 2 times between them, meaning 2 foul shots, period, between the two of them, there's no way.
That's what happened?
Yep. Exactly
2 foul shots between the two of them?
That's it.
So who didn't go to the line?
The team only
Or
went
they both went for an and
No,
one?
Tatum went once, and that's it. Brown never went. Brown had 8 points. Brown was awful.
Dude, Tatum is literally the most dangerous slasher in the league.
In the
my
league.
opinion.
He is. That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Jesus Christ.
He's 6'10", basically.
And he can
jump,
get anywhere he wants.
sick handle, has a pull-up, has a drop step, has everything, has a 3. He's a classic 3-level scorer, but he's 6'10". In a small ball league, basically. So, yeah.
But the least part of his game is the 3.
Is the 3.
That's the crazy part.
Same with Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. Your mid and your close range is unmatched.
Jaylen Brown had 8 points.
God damn.
And as I said
Who's guarding him?
as
Freddie
I
Prinze?
said in my rant the other night, that it was, what's the kid's name? Reeves.
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves wiped his ass with a $300 million player. I'll say it again. Austin Reeves, who isn't making anyone's all-star team, wiped his ass with Jaylen Brown.
Why, though?
Because this is what they do. They look at the roster. They look at the record. The second they heard those two weren't playing,
They had no juice?
They lost 3 times to Orlando last year for the same shit. Look what happened when they played Indiana and Halliburton came out of the game. They were up. They were about to boat race. He comes out and they end up they're losing at the end of the third quarter.
So let me ask you this question.
How can you be that fucking stupid?
Let me ask you this question. I guess there's part of me that understands the human nature in that, but at what point do you wake up? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so you're coming. I can understand, and it's not right, and you're professionals. It shouldn't happen, but I can understand going, oh, Lakers without AD and LeBron, this is going to be a breeze. But by the end of the first quarter, when it's not a breeze, can't you snap out of it or no? It's too late.
They had it to 6 in the third quarter, and they had the ball. And Tatum comes down. I shit you not. Instead of going to the basket because they're on the rope, they hit him with like a 12-0 run. Like they had him. And he comes down, classic Tatum, and he pulls up and just pulls up. Brick. They go down the other end. Basket, a foul. Never got that close again.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
6-point swing.
I almost put my foot through my television. That was the closest I came to destroying my TV. I was in a long, long time. And I was like, how dumb, how stupid, what level of idiocy are we dealing with here? And then the worst part is Missoula, after the game, tries to sit there and give us the whole marathon, not a sprint. We're near the All-Star break. These games are stringing together, and everybody's entitled to a clunker. There's 2 problems with that. One, you had the clunker last week against the Clippers at home because you boat raced them by 35 out in L.A. So they came in and they taxed your ass because you took them like that was your clunker. No, you don't get 2 of them. That's number 1. Number 2, the team we're talking about is your rival.
Yeah.
There is no clunker. That's the game that Boston and LA circle every
to
single year.
these guys, it doesn't seem like it is.
That's my point.
Yeah.
There's a disconnect here that I don't understand.
Well, I mean,
and there's enough
they're not
veterans.
Part of the history, or they don't feel like part of the history.
If you put that uniform on, you are part of the history. It's that simple. The second, and the same thing with LA.
But those people,
they both
gone.
know it.
Those people are gone.
It doesn't matter. It happened for 60 years. Every time the uniforms changed, the rivalry didn't. That's no excuse. That's a load of crap.
I'm not excusing
there are 2 teams in that league with 17 world championships. There are 2, the Celtics and the Lakers. No 2 teams in the history of professional sports have met more times for the championship in their sport. They've met 12 times.
You are right.
There is no
effing
excuse for this.
I agree with you.
Okay, and for Missoula to downplay it with those fans, it's the miracle he got out of that stadium that night. Because honestly, you could my phone. Oh my God, my Facebook page on my phone. Did you see Missoula's press conference? That mother. Oh man. He literally has set himself up now. If they don't win the championship, he is fired.
Yeah, that sucks.
I guarantee you, he's fired if they don't. If they're healthy and they don't, he's fired.
Yeah.
They're going to have no choice because that fan base wants his head now. They want him now after what happened. They are sick and tired of this. 48 threes and 7 free throws. And to your point, no Anthony Davis in the paint. The Boston fans know this shit.
Yeah. No,
Every damn one of them
easy.
is like, how on earth are you taking 48 threes on a team that can't block my mother?
No, there's no excuse.
And the way Missoula tried to play it off was even worse.
Yeah, he should. That's when you need to take a stand.
You got to own it and just say, we fucked up. This is not acceptable.
Yeah.
We're not going to tolerate this.
Yeah.
I don't care what we have to do, what I have to do, but this is not going to happen again. That's what he should have said.
Everybody would have respected that.
I would have respected that.
Yeah.
Because at least not, well, it's a marathon, not a sprint,
yeah.
and these things can happen. And, wow, those are interesting turnovers.
No,
when he said those were interesting turnovers in the first quarter, that's when you could actually... You could feel the reporters in the room wanting to go, are you an idiot? All of them. There was a tension there when he said that. Like, he's laughing. No one was laughing.
Dude.
No one in the room was laughing. They're all looking at him like, is he serious?
Dude, marathon, not a sprint, to me, is what you say after a tough loss.
Yeah.
You're not going to win every game.
No, but you don't.
But you don't get blown out by an undermanned team.
Who's your rival.
Yeah. Now, if you play
don't.
them toe-to-toe, and they beat you, and you played a great game, say, hey, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
When they played
this
them
is
on,
part of the journey.
The worst part about it is when they played them on Christmas Day in L.A., everybody played. Davis had 40 points, and it didn't even matter. It's like, because Porzingis had 27, and they boat raced him. It ended up being close to the end because they only made a bunch of free throws. But, I mean, it was just stupid. So there's no excuse for that.
You just better hope that when they get to the playoffs, they're not playing a team that's half injured.
This happened against Philly last year. We talked about this the last episode. Embiid doesn't play and they lose game 1 at home. They haven't learned their lesson. So that's why, like I said, it's championship or bust. This dude's out of here if they don't win. With this lineup, there's no way they should lose. There's no way. No way. So, and the thing is, they're still 38-12. They're still 3 games in front of the next best team. So it's like this is how talented they are.
Right.
Like they can have a monumental fuck up like that, and then come back the next night and they win by 40 without their second leading scorer. And yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies are decimated by injury, but so are the Lakers.
But we watched the Memphis Grizzlies. We watched Memphis play. Who was it tough? Was it the Clippers or was it Minnesota? Might have been Minnesota. They played for 4 quarters.
Minnesota's a young team. They're not.
I know, but they're at the top of the Western Conference.
I know, but they're not used to being there. Last time Minnesota was there was Kevin Garnett. That was the last time they were there. Was Kevin Garnett and Stephon Marbury in 2004.
No. I'm just saying that.
No, but
the Grizzlies
Minnesota,
play hard.
I know, but I'm saying
you guys beat a team that played hard and can still be competitive even while undermanned, and you beat them by 40.
Beat them by 40, which is even more without Jalen
Right.
Brown. Now Porzingis played a great game again. He had like 25 and 12, and Tatum had 30. They boat raced him. I mean, it was like the first quarter was all of a sudden the second quarter they woke up. They were up 6, and then they were like, "What the fuck?" And then they snapped their fingers, and they went from 6 to 21 like that, and they never looked back. So this is the problem. They have it in them. It's in them. It's like what? How the it's frustrating. It's beyond frustrating.
Are the Hawks starting to play well?
They're in the 9th or 10th spot.
So they're still out.
They don't have enough. They don't have enough. They got to go get another guy that can complement Young. Trae Young is legit.
But everybody's talking about them trading DeJounte Murray. I think his name is. He's their 2, I believe.
He's their second
player, option. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's not. I mean, he must not be good enough because look at their record. So clearly, he's not the guy.
Are they under 500?
Yeah, they are. So I don't think that. I feel bad for Trae Young because he's very good.
He is good.
But he needs a running back. He needs a guy who can drop 25 a night. He needs a guy like that. And I don't know where Atlanta's going to find him, but they better draft somebody because honestly, nobody that has a guy like that's giving him up at the trade deadline. I can tell you that right. So
how much longer is Trae Young there for?
Well, they already extended him, I think.
Okay.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
The Knicks have the Mavericks this week too. At home this time.
We know the Mavericks don't play defense.
It's going to be tough for them though. If Luka and Kyrie are both playing, and
Jalen Brunson can offset Kyrie.
I know, but
you got to find a way to.
DiVincenzo's
got to have a hot. Well, I got news to you. He's going to be wide open Because Dallas doesn't guard nobody. I'll tell you this right now. It ain't going to be for lack of opportunity. He's going to have plenty of chances with those bums because Dallas is as bad as Milwaukee when it comes to defense.
Well,
I mean, they're not.
They held the shorthanded Sixers to 102 tonight. Dallas did.
Yeah. 35 points a game out of the lineup. That's Joe Owen.
Dude, did you see that Maxey went off for like 50 the other night?
Maxey's legit.
He's good.
He's a stud. That's no surprise.
Cavs beat the Kings tonight by 26. Are the Kings going to be in the mix this year?
They should be. The Cavs are in third right now.
Right. That's unbelievable.
No, it's not. They're good.
I mean, but they had injuries early in the season. It looked like
They're healthy now, and now the Knicks are going through it. And now Philly's going through it. Milwaukee can't guard a chair. And this is when Boston should pull away from it, but they'll fuck it up because they're Boston. They'll find a way to let these teams hang around. Boston, honestly, given the state of the three teams we're talking about,
dude, you should put the Clippers and Hawks on.
You can put that on if you want
124, 120. Oh, it's not. You don't have the ticket.
Oh, you don't have it out here. That's right. Yeah. That was on TV.
My bad.
Hey, we're watching a good game though.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a good game.
No, it's just the Clippers Hawks is 4 minutes left, 124 to 123.
I mean, what I would say is this with the Celtics and the Knicks, because Milwaukee again. You saw Milwaukee blew that game and lost to Utah the other night. Did you see that shit? Milwaukee was up double digits on Utah in the third quarter. Utah came back and beat him.
Was that Doc's second game?
Third game.
I thought he won it. He won the third.
Probably,
He got his first win, and then
who'd they play?
I can't remember. He got his first win, and then they named him All-Star Game Coach, and he was like, "That's terrible."
That is terrible. He shouldn't be All-Star. He's been there for 3 games.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. Bucks Jet. Oh no, that was last night.
Yeah. Last night they lost.
So that was after his first win.
They were up on Utah, but again the fourth.
So shit, he's 1-3.
Dude, in the fourth quarter, Utah outscored them 40-13.
123, 108.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter, they outscored them 40-13 with Giannis and Dame and Lopez and all those guys on the floor.
Yikes.
That's how bad. 40 points to Utah? Utah's a tough team, but they don't have that kind of offense where they can drop 40 on you in a quarter. You got to be bad at defense for that to happen. And I'm telling you right now, this is why Milwaukee, I don't think is better than Boston or New York. I know they're not better than Boston, but this is why I think New York can stop somebody when they have to. Milwaukee can't stop my mother. They're terrible. And dude, 40 points to Utah.
They lost twice to the Jazz this year.
I know. But you don't give up 40 points in a quarter to Utah. You are really bad on defense if you're giving up 40 to that team. They don't have.
In the first game, the Jazz put 41 on them in the first quarter. First quarter.
I tell you, defensively, they stink.
They scored $132 on them.
And now they're talking
about.
Now they're saying Milwaukee is trying to make a move at the deadline, but they're saying they're going to have to give up Chris Middleton and somebody else to do it.
They need to give him up anyway.
I know, but they're going to.
They need a true three.
I know.
He's always hurt.
He's been healthy for the most part this year.
Is he though? It doesn't feel
he
like
wouldn't
Chris
be trade bait if he was not, because no one's going to take a guy that's often injured. The thing is, though, he's still scoring 17 a game. So you're going to give that up.
That's pretty good, especially when Dame's eating up a lot of the points.
saying he's still averaging about 17 a game. So I'm like, you're still going to have to give him up to get something in return, because what they need is a defensive guard. Because Dame can't guard.
They need like an OG.
Yeah,
like somebody like that.
They're looking for the. Wendy said today on the. They're looking for a. I love Brian Windhorst. He knows his shit. He said that they're looking for a defensive guard to play out there with Lillard, because
like Caruso, somebody like that. Is he a 2?
Alex from Chicago.
Yeah.
You think he's a good defensive player?
I thought that's what he did. I thought he was a defender. No?
I don't know what you'd call him.
I thought Caruso was a defender.
If he was, it was by default. Because that's not what... I mean, offensively, he's pretty skilled. But he's a pretty good shooter. Goes to the hoop pretty well. Solid offensive player. I don't know that defensively he's a guy that you think of when you think stopper.
It says how Alex Caruso turned into a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. ESPN.
What? What's his numbers?
This was
Alex Caruso, Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
So this was at the beginning of the season.
What?
This article. By an ESPN reporter.
Did he ever make an all-defensive team? Like, ever?
Led by Caruso, the Bulls finished 5th in the NBA in defensive efficiency during the 22-23 season.
Okay. Did he make all defensive teams?
With Caruso on the floor last season, the Bulls' defense yielded an average of 106.5 points per possessions, a number that rose to 112.5 with him off it. Individually, Caruso ranked among the top 5 in field goal percentage allowed as a contesting defender, led all guards in defensive LeBron.
What is that?
A catch-all metric that measures defensive impact, ranked in the top 5 in steals per 36 minutes, and led the NBA in deflections per 36 minutes.
Was he in the top 10 in steals or blocks?
I don't know.
That's what I would want to look up.
Dude, is Derek White leading the league in blocks?
For guards, he is. Yeah. Derek White literally is, yeah. And Jrue Holiday for steals is up there. So unless he's in one of those categories, I don't really care about these metrics they pull out of their ass. No, but per 36 possessions, he leads the league in deflections. And by the way, here's the thing. Those numbers only mean something if he's guarding the other team's best wing player, which I don't know that he is or he isn't, because DeMar DeRozan's also on that team. And DeMar DeRozan, I know, is a pretty good defender. At least he was. So I don't know what that means. Now, if he's drawing the Jaylen Browns of the world and guys like that, and he's locking them down, okay. Or, the De'Aaron Foxes, like the guy, him out in Sacramento. If he's doing that, okay. But I don't know that he is. If that's who Milwaukee's targeting, because the thing is that they brought up Chicago because what's his name's out for the season? Naveen.
Oh yeah,
he's out for the season.
He had a surgery.
Yeah,
right?
On the knee, so he's done.
So they're done. They've been done.
They're done. They're in the ninth. They were in the ninth spot as of today. So he thinks, or at least Wendy was wondering if they're just okay with the status quo, trying to get into the play-in. Like, why aren't you tanking and trying to get a top 5 pick? Because you're not going to do anything without him. I mean, I know they still got DeRozan, they still got Caruso, they've got some pieces, but Lonzo Ball's out for the year too. Again, with whatever, he had a catastrophic injury. That kid, I actually felt bad for him.
What happened to him?
I don't know.
Haven't seen him in a couple of years.
Yeah, he's been out for a year and a half since it was last year, like middle of the season, and he hasn't come back from this injury. It's really bad.
So they're saying that he was guarding Durant when they played Phoenix.
Okay. How did Durant do?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
He was guarding
They lost in overtime.
Durant's the game winner in his face.
Here we go. Caruso matched up with Durant in 14 half-court matchups, according to Second Spectrum.
14.
13 of which came in the fourth quarter or overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Durant did not score any points in those matchups, including a potential game-winning jumper. It's pretty impressive.
That's interesting.
You don't believe it?
I didn't say I didn't believe it. I'm saying, what game was that?
This is like last year.
Oh, last year. Oh.
So this article was written at the beginning of this season.
Okay.
So everything I'm kind of talking about is
all last year.
Old stats, But I just thought that's what he was. Like,
how tall is he?
I guess he's tall.
How tall is he?
If he's guarding Durant, he must be like, what, 6'8"? Maybe not.
I thought he was like 6'5", but I could be.
Is that how short he is? Jeez.
That's not short, but
he'd be guarding what's-his-face.
Well, yeah, Durant's 6'10". I mean, that's why I'm like, is he 6'7"?
He better be. 6'5".
6'5".
Jeez, not big.
No. Which begs the question: what the fuck was Durant thinking?
Turn around and back
boat race that kid. Seriously, fuck's he?
He could be shooting mid-range jumpers.
Seriously, he could post him up mid-post, just turn and shoot out drill. The kid couldn't do a fucking thing about it. I don't understand that at all. Well, whatever. If that's who Milwaukee's going after, good luck.
I have no clue. I just threw that name out there.
He doesn't.
He's not big enough.
He doesn't strike fear in the hearts of people.
There aren't too many defenders in the NBA that do.
No, there aren't. But the Boston backcourt is one of them, and the Knicks have that dude OG, who he's one of them. So they're out there. There's just not a lot of them. So in any event, look, the Knicks got to stay the course. We said 6-4, 7-3. They do that, they'll be fine, and I think they can.
6-4, I think, is the realistic one.
Well, given that, but again, the LA one I don't think counts now because
they won their first 3.
Yeah, so they're 3-1 right now.
They beat Indy.
I think. All right, so they ended with Boston and Philly. Well, Philly's not going to have Embiid. That's winnable now.
Right, that's definitely.
So
and they beat Philly with Embiid by 36.
They boat raced in Philly. I might add.
Philly.
Yeah. So
and they had the whole place taken over.
I'm saying that Philly's winnable. If they're going to Boston, I don't see them beating Boston.
Orlando's going to be tough.
They're beatable though.
They're beatable, but I think the Knicks have already lost to them.
Have they really? They gave the Celtics fits the first time, and the Celtics finally beat them.
I mean, they're a tough team.
Yeah. Well, they got Banchero and what's his name, Suggs, the point guard from Gonzaga.
Right.
They got a good young nucleus. They're going to be good. See, the thing about this is the Eastern Conference for the next 5 years is going to be awesome. Because the Knicks are up and coming, Orlando's up and coming, Indiana's up and coming, Boston's entering there. But I'll tell you right now, the Eastern Conference is going to be a lot of fun for the next 5 years. It really is.
All right, so here we go with the Knicks. They got the Grizzlies tomorrow night.
They should
at
win
home.
that.
Should win
Should
that.
win that one.
They have the Mavericks on Thursday night at home.
That's a big one.
That's one. If they can win it, they could do the 7-3.
I was there right now. You said it before. That comes down to DiVincenzo. Can he offset Luka?
Yeah.
Can he drop 30? He's dropped 30
if
already.
OG comes back, I'd feel a lot better about their chances.
Oh, he'll lock Luka down.
You're right.
He'll give Luka fits. Yeah.
Then Saturday, they play the Pacers at home. They already beat them.
Okay. Well, Halliburton's still on a minutes restriction, too.
I hope so.
Yeah, he's still.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
Take him out of the game.
Well, Pascal Siakam had 25 last night in a win.
Yeah, that
so he had 20. He had 28, 8 rebounds and 8 assists. Kid's a good offensive player.
So then after, did I just say Indy? Who did I say?
You said Orlando or Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Then I said somebody else, didn't I?
Yeah.
Who was it?
I don't know. Did you lose the schedule?
I'm just. Then the Pacers on Saturday.
Okay.
Monday they go to Houston.
Houston's tough.
Mm-hmm.
They play defense.
Yep.
Yeah, they're competitive. Houston's competitive. They're in the 10th spot right now in the West. They're ahead of Golden State. And they're young. They're a very young team.
Then on Valentine's Day they play Orlando.
Okay.
In Orlando.
Okay. That's going to be tough if it's in Orlando.
And then I think that's when they start with Philly and Boston after that.
Do they have Philly at home or they go to Philly?
They have Philly at home.
And then they go to Boston?
That I'm not sure about. Let me look, sorry. I was looking at it through the
That's all right.
game. Instead of going to the Knicks schedule, I was looking at the freaking games. Memphis, Dallas, Indy, Houston, Orlando, at Philly, home against Boston.
Okay, so they have Boston at home.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see who's back for them at that point. And I'll see what they're looking like before they play them.
Yeah, who knows?
That's after Valentine's Day, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a little ways off.
Yeah, that is the 24th, so
okay,
we got some time.
There's some time. Look, the thing is this. The All-Star game is coming up. These teams, Philly and New York's got to get healthy, and I think they will. Boston has to stay healthy and continue to develop its bench. There is talk of the Celtics making a move at the trade deadline. I don't know what the hell they're going to get. Because honestly, I don't think Boston needs to do anything. They just need to play their bench, continue to play their bench and develop because that's working, and get them ready for the postseason and keep playing Porzingis not every other night, every other game, or whatever, not back-to-backs. Because they do that, he's going to be healthy. Honestly, what I would do, I'd monitor Drew Holiday's minutes a bit. Mm-hmm. That's probably the one thing. He's not playing a ton of minutes. He's playing about 30 minutes a night, which is fine. That's because Pritchard's playing 20. I try and keep him in the 20s for the next couple of months if you can get away with it, because you need him.
He's 34, right?
He's 33, which isn't much of a difference. But the thing is, he's gonna play more minutes in the playoffs. Now, look, there's no back-to-backs in the playoffs, so that's not that big of a deal. But I think
save his legs.
you want to save his legs because you're gonna need him. You got him for May and June. You didn't get him for now. And the thing is,
he's the guy that plays defense every night, right?
I'll tell you what, when him and White are locked in, this is why I'm so mad. There's no way Austin Reeves should have done what he did to Boston. They literally fell asleep at the wheel and didn't think that he could do this. And again, when they played him on Christmas Day, he didn't. He had 11 points he was useless. He was absolutely useless. They locked him down. But without Davis and James, you had to know he was going to get the bulk of the shots.
Yeah.
This is where I get mad at Missoula. I'm like, did you not, and the way he acted, it's like, yeah, I told him. Oh, thanks, Joe. So glad you held him accountable for that. Fucking donkey. Just anyway, so in any event, we're going to come back, segment 2. We are going to give you a first look. Hey, there's a game going on this Sunday. Maybe you heard about it.
What's happening Sunday?
I don't know, some sort of
baseball?
I don't know. American football, I think.
Oh,
it's American football, I think.
Is that the one with the round?
I think so. There's a trophy.
No, it's not the one with the round ball.
No, not that one. No, not that one.
Oh, that's European football.
That's European football. That's
American football. That's right. Pigskin.
Pigskin, yeah.
Super Bowl,
Super
bitches.
Bowl. We will give you a first look. We will break down.
That was dumb.
It was
dumb. That was dumb. Sorry about that. That's terrible. Why did we do that?
I don't know. Because we're stupid. Anyway, we will preview. I'll give you a first look at Super Bowl. Which number is this? 59?
58?
58?
I don't know. Who knows? Who cares?
Give you a couple of things to look for.
Hopefully it's in Roman numerals, so we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Everybody's like, oh, it's Super Bowl.
What is that?
LMV?
What? LMV.
DMV?
Super Bowl LMV.
Isn't that, what is that? That's
I don't know.
What is L is 50, right?
L is 50. Yeah.
Is
and then L, it was like L.
LVM.
LV, and then I think it's 3. Yeah, M. Yeah, because 3 ones. I think that's what it is. LV and then 3 ones.
Well, that's not M. M is different.
I.
I.
3 eyes. I think. We'll look it up. Anyway.
LV.
We'll give you a first look. By the way, as we go to break, number 4, Kansas in a dawning with Kansas State, 30-28, 226 going the first half. We will keep you updated on that, and we will go over the new college rankings because a lot of teams went down this weekend. The Giggle Smoke maybe became a Giggle Smoke Giggle as Kansas boat raced Houston, the best defensive team this side of the 85 Bears.
The Giggle Smoke Hail Mary.
Yeah, the Giggle Smoke.
The Giggle Smoke Rosary. Oh, Hail Mary.
It was terrible. Anyway,
the Lord is with thee.
We will.
Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
We will.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Houston will boat race Kansas. Hail Mary, full of grace.
I never said they boat race. I said they beat them. No, I thought it was going to be Donnie.
I mean, you said they were going to go into Allen Field
and they were going to win a Donnie. No, that's not what I said. I said
I'm just messing around.
You think they're going to bad baby, bad. No, they didn't do that.
Bad baby. Bad baby. I've never heard that saying. Bad baby.
In case you noticed, Yoda, Jobu, and Betty are in the hizzy. We're going to find them. We'll see you in segment 2. All things football, NFL, and college basketball top 25 updates. See you on the other side.
Bad
baby.